Hey everybody, welcome back to Teabag Party. I am all by my lonesome again today. I am playing some Ocarina of Time, and I want to talk about the state of not necessarily AAA games, but the sad market of video games right now. It's kind of got sparked because I had an idea about Battlefield 6. And so, anyone who knows Battlefield, I mean, I'll just briefly describe it, in case you don't know. It's a first-person shooter, war kind of, it's not a simulator, it's still pretty arcadey, but it's generally supposed to be less fast, like slower paced than Call of Duty. But deep down, for the last like 3, 4, 5 iterations, it's been pretty similar to Call of Duty. It just kind of like bigger battles, and there's like tanks and whatever, which even I think Call of Duty started to introduce vehicles too, but whatever. Anyway, so this franchise recently released Battlefield 6, which is promising to be closer to like a Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 era, which is held in high regard, of like good old-fashioned on the boots fighting with vehicles, and then there's like, it's a modern day aesthetic, so it's fairly grounded in reality, except for the fact that it takes like 3 to 10 bullets to kill someone depending on your gun. With very few exceptions. But anyway, so this game's coming out, or it just came out, and I played the beta for it, and I loved it. I think it was fantastic, but it was riddled with red flags, which I think a lot of people ignored. So, in more context, is that this game is developed by a company called EA, or Electronic Arts. They have been famous for being a really bad company who kind of ruins most of their games in one way or another, whether it be rushed, buggy, generally just bad. Something. They usually do something wrong, even though EA is also responsible for some of the greatest games ever, like the Need for Speed franchise, and even the Battlefield franchise. Like, these were games that were, at the time, I was going to say mid-2000s, late 2000s, even the earlier 2000 games, like 007 and stuff, they were part of publishing. They were some of the greatest games on console and PC, I guess, because I think Battlefield was mainly a PC game for the longest time. But anyway, so this company's coming out, and after years of pushing microtransactions and having lackluster content, this game was in beta, and it looked and felt amazing. It's very well optimized. What am I doing? Sure, just shoot him. Or not. Alright. Tanner, get your head in the game. EA Sports, it's in the game. Yeah, we did it. We killed the ghost. So I played this beta, and it's incredibly well optimized. It runs smooth as butter on most hardware these days, which is incredible. Most games now are coming out chugging. They're demanding you use AI, upscaling, and frame generation, and all this crap to make the game look better. And basically you get it to run on modern hardware, which is really pathetic. It should be... Hang on, which side am I on right now? I'm on that side. I want to be on this side, I think. But yeah, super love the game, and then the game finally launches. But there were some things that weren't in the beta. There were, I think eventually they added the ladders for the assault squad, or assault class, which basically is like a combat ladder that folds out, so that way you can scale up higher onto a wall or whatever, which is pretty cool. But there were other things as well, but most notably, the game was advertised to have a very realistic vibe to it. So all the uniforms for the soldiers were supposed to be realistic, and everything was supposed to kind of feel like you're actually a grunt fighting in a battle. Which, I guess for more context, like the last 5 to 10 years, yeah, probably about that long, developers have been releasing these games with like all these skins being added later, or like you can pre-order the game and get fancy skins that are all colorful and neon. It's just fucking, fire shouldn't protect you from a sword. But anyway, so with all these other games and even previous Battlefields showing off like all these different skins of like, oh, colorful this and colorful that and blah blah blah. It didn't look realistic anymore, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of like the brain rot like shit that's just being put in these games to sell, let's face it, to like younger audiences. And so Battlefield was promising that that's what this was going to be. It's going to be no more brain rot crap for children. It's going to be only their more realistic vibe war stuff. And that's great. I really wanted that. However, I saw the red flags. As soon as the game was incredibly fast-paced, and a lot of the map design was these linear corridors, like we're running through like hallways and like these like, dense cities in some of these maps. Now these are smaller maps, to be fair. It's more designed for like smaller game modes. But it's still the same dopamine pumping, brain rot, run and shoot. Very little choices and very little strategy to be made in these maps. And that's exactly what Call of Duty became. It's exactly what a lot of shooters are becoming, because people don't think anymore. Like, even Call of Duty used to be a game of thinking. It used to be a game of strategy. But then the maps became these, I think they called, the technical term that was actually invented for Counter-Strike was called a four-square map. So there's usually there's 3 lanes, and then there's 2 or 3 different ways to cross from lane to lane in each map. Even Battlefield started incorporating this into their map design for their game. And that's when I kind of noticed that it's game over. And there's nothing wrong with this map design for certain things. There are ways to make it still interesting. A great example of this is Dust 2 from Counter-Strike. I don't care if you hurt me, Mr. Ghost skeleton thing. Leave me alone. But so anyway, there was red flags. Long story short, the game was very fast-paced, very dopamine pumping, too similar to Call of Duty, even though it's Battlefield. And that's actually kind of fine, because I think it did Call of Duty better than Call of Duty does. And it runs so well, and it looks so pretty, and it just... I really liked it. I think it was a great beta. But people are going into this thinking they're getting a Battlefield game. And even though it still looks and feels a lot like a Battlefield game, it doesn't necessarily play like a Battlefield game. And so, with all these red flags, at least I think they're red flags, I think it's been out for less than a month at the time of recording, so game's been out for less than a month, and people are already complaining, oh, they're putting in skins for guns and skins for your characters that are more colorful. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be that guy. Oh, they're also complaining that on the menu, the game is opening up with like, oh, here's an advertisement for like our new Battle Pass. Battle Passes are back, baby. Whoa, that's what everybody hates, but they're back because they make money. Oh no, that was a bad shot. Yeah, technically hit it. But yeah, I think that's what Battlefield players need to kind of remember, is that a lot of video games, if you want a game that's just for adults, it has to be a game that's actually made for adults, in the sense that it is not dopamine pumping. It is something that is hard. It is complicated to figure out. And therefore, it's actually usually more rewarding to play. It's not as like pick up and play and therefore casual fun. It's usually a little more involved, which I think is a good thing. But I understand that people don't have a lot of time or patience to put into these things. But I would recommend, if you're out there and you're watching this, you're like, oh, I'm a big Battlefield fan, try out games like Hell Let Loose, or Squad, or basically anything that's a little slower, a little more realistic, and is honestly just better. Just because these games will not have your colorful bullcrap, they won't have your battle pass, they're not going to have kids screaming in your ear. It's just such a better experience, but it will take more time and effort to like learn the ropes and stuff. But I don't think it's that bad, and I think you'll actually have a lot better experiences, just because maybe if you throw on your headset and you actually talk like a normal human being, then you'll actually make new friends. You'll meet people, and you'll actually get along with your teammates and coordinate things and whatever. It's not that hard, I promise. I do it all the time. It's not hard. And if you want something that's a little more like in between, I guess Counter-Strike, but like that's a little bit different. That's kind of a different genre. But I just hate seeing these posts online, these people complaining about all these things, when I'm like, guys, they've been doing this. They've been shoving battle passes and colorful skins on you for a decade. Okay? This isn't new. You're just falling for it. You fell for it. Okay? They baited you in with this great beta. They left all that stuff there because they know you'd like it. They knew you'd want it. You'd be like, oh man, it's so great. They didn't put all the bullshit in my game. Awesome, we're finally back. You know, we're so back, right? That's the memes. No, they tricked you. They lied. Fuck me. And I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, they've been doing this for a decade or so. No, I'm so bad. Bonk. No, I'm gonna shoot him. Show yourself. All these companies care about, especially EA. That's what they've been memed for the last, like, I don't know, 15 years. Like, they're a company who cuts corners at every possible chance they get. And this time, I'll admit, they didn't cut corners because they actually optimized their game really well. And for the most part, they listened to what the gameplay should be like. They even removed some of the movement mechanics and like slowed it down so that way like these like sweaty Twitch kids can't just like stomp on people for like by like sliding around a corner and like headshotting them or whatever. They actually slowed it down so that way it plays vaguely closer to real life. It's still not close enough for what I think most Battlefield fans want, but it's good enough for most people, I guess. But then, if they didn't cut corners there, you know that they're banking on a lot of sales. They are banking on people going, oh man, this game's amazing. Great. And now they're going to shove every possible chance for you to spend money down your throat. Every microtransaction, battle pass, whatever. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, why does that have to be so colorful, though? Why are they colorful guns and skins and shit? Why? Because market research says that makes more money. Who's buying these skins? It's not your 25-year-old or 35-year-old dude. It's the 15-year-old kid who's somehow got access to his mommy and daddy's credit card. Oh, was that the right one? I don't think it is, but oh, it was. And these guys just blow money on these things because parents these days, I guess, are really shitty, or some of them are. And they're just like, yeah, kid, just... What's that? Buying this thing will make you shut up and get out of my hair? Fine, buy your stupid thing for $5 or whatever it is, and leave me alone. And you get these brain rot kids. Apparently they got brain rot parents. And this makes more money. In fact, they are using the same model as what fucking alcohol sales do. So the whole point is that maybe you didn't know this. I actually learned this from South Park. I looked it up. It is actually true. But so about like 90 or 80%, a big number, the vast majority of alcohol sales are from people who are addicts, which is approximately 10% of alcohol drinkers. And so the companies are banking on that 10% making them profits. They're not worried about the other 90% of people who just occasionally buy a bottle of wine or something. They're worried, they got to make sure that they're roping back in and maintaining the customer base that is the 10% who's addicted. That's exactly the same model that they're using for video games. It's, oh, how do we get this spoiled brat kid so addicted to our game that they just burn through cash on mommy and daddy's credit card? I don't need that. That's exactly what it is. And I can't believe that it works. Like, guys, it is a video game skin. Do we even remember anymore why we play video games? It's not because we want to have a fancy looking character. And if that is your reason, then I don't know what to tell you other than I disagree. But I guess if you're having fun and you're not wasting your money too much, hopefully, then I guess that's fine. I don't know. I just work here, okay? Anyway, let's go fight this difficult boss and call it a day on this video. I think I've told you all enough about how stupid people are for actually falling for this. Like, was it not obvious? Like, that a company puts a lot of effort into a product that's actually like a normal price and you think you're gonna get a full product? No, they're gonna shovel everything down your throat. They're gonna tease you, and they're gonna get that FOMO, and they're gonna have events, and they're gonna have this and that and the other thing. And guess what? On most people, it's eventually gonna work. They're gonna think, oh, you know what? What's the harm in $5? You know, it's only $5. Yeah, well, that $5 from every single player, they just made tons of money off of, you know, get enough people to do that. But ultimately, it is about the dumb kid who's, oh, this one, who's wasting mommy and daddy's money by the truckload because he's addicted to a video game, or he's addicted to the feeling of having the newest skin. I don't think also that this is going to change. The vast majority of people don't care. For them, it is a instant gratification moment thing where they're like, oh, I got the newest thing, so it's cool. They think that there's never going to be enough people to fight back against it to change how these companies actually like, you know, push these microtransactions and whatever on you. And you know what? They're probably right. I don't think there is going to be enough people to do that. Just a little pessimistic coming from the guy who very much hates these things. But there will always be good indie games like out there that will not do that. Oh no, I swung on accident. Way too early. Come at me, bro. You dead yet? Yeah, we got him, boys and girls. We killed Ganon, or Phantom Ganon. Even though this fight is probably better than actually fighting Ganon. Well, nah, it's okay. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my rant about Battlefield 6. Also, this wasn't just about Battlefield 6. They've been doing it with Star Wars Battlefront 2. They did it with the first Battlefront reboot. They've been doing it with Call of Duty for freaking ages. Fortnite is the worst for it. However, technically Fortnite's free to play, so I'm like, you know what? Like, hey, if you don't gotta pay to play it, then I guess they gotta make money off it somehow. That said, if you're buying, like, if you're falling for every fucking skin, you're just an idiot. But, yeah, I guess I'll probably leave it there, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, and enjoy this heart container that I just got, because I know I will. And I hope your coffee or your tea or hot chocolate was delicious, and have yourself a good day. You know what? We're here. You guys can stop watching now, but for the sake of the Let's Play, we're gonna go through this whole cutscene because I can't save it yet. Although I would also add, I know friends who have spent like $1,500 on League of Legends. I'll give you a second to have that sink in. $1,500. It's $1,500 on a video game. Just for skins. None of that is required for you to spend. I guess it can help fast track unlocking characters, which can be helpful, but most of it's skins, and that's kind of concerning. That said, though, I guess they do have like thousands of hours in League of Legends, so maybe it's worth... No, I mean, $1,500 is still too much. Maybe like $100 or $200, sure. So I have a few games that I've bought like the special edition whatever for, and I have like all the DLC, and it came to like $130, $140 probably, and I got 1,000 or 2,000 hours out of it for fun. So I mean, that's kind of worth it, I guess, but it's still a lot of money. But I'm proud to say I've never bought a skin. And that feels good to say. What in tarnation? I just want to save the game. Ah there, I'm the Deku Tree Sprout. I know I don't recognize them and they don't recognize me because I'm older than they are, because I'm not actually a Kokiri. I am a Hylian who was born here as a Kokiri because my mommy died. She wasn't going to survive the war or whatever. And yeah, I get it. Unskippable cutscene. Will's favorite. I love tea. It's so good. I should make an entire episode just about me talking about tea. Or just one long episode of me just slurping it. Slurping my tea up. Oh yeah, just like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's incredible. Yes, I gotta break all the curses by defeating the bosses. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.